Welcome to the replay. Hey guys, my name is Deanna. I'm an independent designer with Chalk Couture. If you've not heard of us, we sell silkscreen transfers and chalk paste. These are our staples for our business, and they are silkscreen transfers, not stencils, and they are reusable backed and adhesive backed and reusable. I'm going to share this over to my VIP group really quickly. So if you're not in my VIP group, I would love to have you in there. I share some ideas, inspiration, and other inside information on restocks and whatnot like that. So I'd love to have you a part of that. And just go ahead and share this over real quick while you guys are coming on. I'm on early today because I do have baseball tonight. So tonight I'm going to show you just a quick project. And I first want to go over Chalk Couture. Now, we've been a company for about 4 years, and we sell, as I mentioned, the silkscreen transfers. They are reusable, so you get a lot of value for your money. We also have chalk paste, which is made from chalk, and it's put into a liquid form. So it is a paste. So if you can butter toast, you can do this. And you get amazing, beautiful, high-end product finished pieces when you're done. We also have an amazing club program. You get an 8.5 by 11 size transfer with 3 coordinating chalk paste singles, all for $19.99 a month, shipped free to your house. And if you're in Canada, it can ship to you for $26.99. This is a monthly program. It is a 3-month commitment. However, you can cancel at any time after that 3-month commitment, but it's a beautiful transfer. You can scroll back a few videos on my page and you'll see that we did this one live as well. This is the summer business in a box. This is our business opportunity kit. It has some amazing transfers in there, as well as 5 full chalk paste jars, 2 surfaces, our 8 board and our board and base, a beautiful apron, your catalog, and wonderful transfers included as well to get your business off to a start. Not to mention the 40% off materials. That's an awesome discount to have. Now, currently the month of June is having a promotion on what we call Creative Kickstart. There's 3 brand new transfers that were released for the month of June. And these transfers are available individually, or you can earn them free. If you spend $75, you can earn 1 free. If you spend $100, you earn 2 free, and $125, you earn 3 free. So I'll quickly show you what they are. Here we have Cook, Eat, Clean, Repeat, and that beautiful Ray Dunn font. Then we have To the Fridge and Back, and it says Love You to the Fridge and Back, and Work Hard, Snack Often. And this one, would be great on a t-shirt. This t-shirt that I'm wearing right here is something I also made. We also sell a line of inks, and I made this t-shirt as well, which I love doing the inks. It's a lot of fun. And this last one is called Fresh Coffee Daily, and it says blah 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 coffee, and I can relate. Love is brewing fresh daily, and that's really cute on there. So these are available for the month of June. I'm not sure if they'll be carried over past June, but this is the promotion we have going on for the month of June. Tonight we are going to be doing a coffee transfer. This one's a classic. I've had this. This was in the autumn-winter catalog as well as the spring-summer catalog. So I absolutely love this, and I've used it so many times. You can see I've already cut it apart. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. And I originally cut all my backer apart and decided, no, I don't like it like that. So I ended up taping it all back together. But you do want to label the back of your transfers if you do want to cut them apart, especially too. But the first thing you do is label the back of your transfer. And it's kind of bright. This way you know which side the transfer goes back after you've washed it. So you always put it back on the glossy side because there is a matte side as well. And this is the surface I'm using from Dollar Tree. These are dollar boards from Dollar Tree. You get them in like the stationery section of the store. They are awesome. They're sturdy. They're a great quality. but because they are, which I forgot to put in the cart link, there is a cart link above, I forgot to put that you should use surface wax because it is a non-Chalk Couture surface. We don't recommend using other surfaces without waxing them first. So you can use our products on so many surfaces. You can do windows, you can do walls, wood, plastic, metal. You can use our inks also on all the fabrics, as well as ceramics and like mugs and things like that. So you can make mugs and heat set them, but anything with our ink does have to be heat set. So I'm just going to heat this board up just so I can make sure that that wax gets melted into the grooves of this board. And I'm only waxing because it's a non-Chalk Couture surface. And I'm just going to buff that wax in. And I'm just using a microfiber cloth I had laying around. And I just keep going over it till I see the wax is not laying on top anymore. But this right here is the Chalk Couture surface wax. It is an awesome product. It's not non-toxic, as well as our paste and inks are also non-toxic, but there's no odor and it's also clear, so it won't give a tint to your project or anything like that. I'm just going to put this to the side, and then we're going to fuzz our transfer. Now the reason we fuzz a transfer is to put a barrier between the transfer and your surface. So let me get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. It's like I said, I've used this transfer so many times. I've cut it apart, I've taped it back together. I don't know why. That's just what I did. It does seem kind of bright on screen. Let me see if I can adjust that color. Hopefully that helped. I just realized it was doing it, so I apologize. That looks like that worked. Okay, good. It did work. All right, I'm just going to give this a little bit of fuzz. And this one doesn't need that much because, like I said, I've used it before. And you'll get a feel for it when you start working with the transfers, when you want to fuzz and when you don't really need to. So I am just going to line this up here in the corner. Then I'm going to hold it up to the light. See, now I'm crooked, so I want to make sure that I can get that straight. And then I'm pressing down the transfer. Again, these are adhesive back, so I'm pressing down where I'm going to chalk. I don't need to press in this area or over here because I'm not chalking there. So I'm going to take my white paste. How much is one large cup? These chalk jars are $12.99. We also sell chalk paste singles in a group of 6. Those, and you can get 6 colors for $12.99. I believe most of them are out of stock right now, and they are working on bringing colors back because we reformulated our paste earlier this year, and they are working to bring everything back in our new Creamy Dreamy formula. Now I just stirred up my paste because I do have a old formula chalk paste, and I'm going to use my mini squeegee. I'm going to put a little bit on there, and I'm going to just glide the paste over the transfer. I'll get a little more. And you just glide it over. These are angled, so you can see there's an angle on it. And I'm just laying that paste and spreading it through. So I'm pushing it through just like butter, right? But then I'm going to take the excess off, and I'm going to hold my squeegee on a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to come across and take off the excess. And I'm just going to do that lightly. You don't have to press hard. Then you can also see where you think you may need more chalk paste. So it looks like I may need more over here, but I'm not sure if maybe I didn't press down good enough and that's a bubble, but we're going to find out. And we're just going to come across and lightly remove the paste. They say smooth and remove, because you don't want any harsh lines in your in your project, so you can take your finger and lightly go over it to remove any excess chalk paste that you don't want. And then you can just simply wipe off your finger with some water. And I just keep some water in a spray bottle. So now I'm just going to lift from the center of the transfer straight up and pull straight up so that it doesn't curl. Now this is going to go in my sink and we're going to wash that all right off. But for purposes of you guys seeing it get cleaned, I want to show you. You can use a disinfecting wipe to clean your transfer if you can't get to water right away. I do recommend water first, but all you have to do is use a disinfecting wipe over your transfer and clean it off. And it's okay if your transfer gets stained by some chalk, because some of our pigments in our chalk are stronger pigments than others. So I used black and I used a combination of black and bark on this because you can mix our chalk colors together. Yes, the jar I'm using is $12.99. But it has lasted me. I've had that jar. Oh my gosh. I've been doing this almost a year, and I only just started that jar this month. And that's my only second jar. So my first jar lasted me a year. It lasted me a long time. So I just took a paper towel just to wipe some of that excess off. I will take this to the sink and make sure I get all the chalk paste off. We do sell board erasers, and for some reason I don't have mine next to me. I usually do. Oh yes, I do. It fell back behind my computer. But we have these board erasers and they're great. You just add some water and then you clean your transfer on both sides and leave it sticky side up to dry. So I'm just going to set this over to the side, sticky side up, and I'll take that to the sink later when I have time. So we're going to go back to this project. I think my wax left a mark on here, but so far this is what we have, and it's all dry and ready to go for step 2. And I'm going to add, let me close my wipe so it doesn't get dried out. I'm going to add a little coffee cup over here. I'm using one color tonight, just the white. I think white is amazing on black, so I like to stick with the one color. I do a lot of stuff that is very colorful, but I really like using white as well, just straight white. Now I may have to dry this just a smidge. I want to make sure that I don't lift it up, because you want to make sure that your paste is dry before you go and layer something on top of it. And then your board has to come back to room temperature before you put your transfer on it. It feels fine to me. To prevent it from pulling up like one of these dots if I get too close, I can use part of my backer sheet if it's not going to interfere with where I want the mug, and it's not. But I could use my backer sheet as a barrier with the excess greenery here, this teal part of the transfer. Or you could also place an extra squeegee over this area, so you don't want your sticky side to touch that. You could place that there. Now you have to make sure, of course, like I did, it doesn't get in your design. So I'm just going to push down the area I'm chalking. Now this is a wide area, so you definitely have to make sure this gets pressed down. So what sometimes I do with these large open areas is I'll take the back side of my squeegee and I'll start from one side and slowly work to the other to make sure that it gets down and I won't have any bubbles. I'm going to have to move that over, and hopefully my dot won't come up. Okay, now I'm just going to put some paste back on my squeegee. I'm going to start with one direction because this is a large screen. I don't want any bubbles. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm just going to go up and down, and then I'm going to put that excess back in the jar. So whenever you have a large screen, make sure that you go in one direction. Okay, now we're going to pull that one up. Perfect. Now you see I got a little smudge. That's okay because it's going to wash right off. I can just go like that. Boom. Take a clean cloth because that has white chalk paste on it, so it doesn't leave a haze. And we'll clean that off. Oh, I hit it. Let me get a Q-tip. I'm going to clean that up as soon as I dry this coffee cup. I should have dried it first. Oops. Alright, I'm just going to take a Q-tip with some water. I always keep a little spray bottle by my desk of regular water. And then we're just going to wipe that up. Perfect. So that's all wiped up. Cute, right? So far. And then I need to move down and leave some room. Let me just wipe the chalk paste off of this. And again, I will take this to the sink later and wash it properly. But for now, this is good enough. Just set that to the side. Throwing that wipe out so I don't use it again. And we're gonna use this other part of the transfer. I wish I didn't cut this backer. I'm gonna have to order another one of these because I want an actual solid backer. Or we do sell the backer sheets. If you do mess up one of your backer sheets, I just remembered we do sell backer sheets. Do we sell them to customers though? Maybe that's only on my side. Well, I can get you some if you need any. I'm not sure now if it's on the customer's facing side, if that's only a designer thing. All right. I think we're going to put this right in the middle at the bottom because I want to put some jute around the center. I'm going to use my little squeegee so that doesn't stick down. Let me just see if I'm straight. I'm a little crooked. I don't think I was that crooked though. Let me see. That looks pretty good. So I just left that squeegee there so I didn't knock up that coffee cup. I'm going to take more white and just put that over the words here and push that through the silk screen and then remove. I'm putting everything right back in my jar, and then we're going to pull this up, and there we have it so far. It's our cute little design so far. So if you are not in my VIP group, I would love to have you join us. I do share a lot of ideas, especially on the Club Couture. Because Club Couture changes every month, I share ideas that I find from other places, and it gives you some inspiration if you're kind of clueless, like how else would I use this transfer? If I buy it, I have an idea for one way, but how many other ways can I use it? So if you ever have a transfer too that you want maybe some extra help with, you can reach out to me or drop a post in the group, and somebody could maybe share. Maybe they've done the project and they'll share that with you. All right, let me just close up my paste. I'm gonna clean that edge. You always want to make sure that you clean the edge of your jar because you want to have a good seal on your paste. So I'm going to take a little cloth and give that a little water. I should have used distilled water because this is still old chalk, but it shouldn't run into the paste. I'm just using it to clean the edge of my jar. So I got all that off the edge of my jar. I'm going to put the lid back on and get a good seal. All right, let's dry this last part here. Make sure the coffee cup is dry. Now, I do want to show you the detail tool. This has a micro squeegee on this end, and it has a very sharp, pointy end on this side. This is great for if you notice some imperfections in what you've done and you don't like it and you want to fix it. Like there's a little bleed on the E in the bottom of the E right here. I can just simply take this and scratch that away, and then that's gone. So you can use this detail tool just to, you know, maybe perfect something that didn't come out so great. But to be honest, I like the distressed look of something anyway. A lot of our fonts on our transfers come with distressing already in them. And it's something I love about it, because if you try to use vinyl and you're using a Cricut and you have a distressed letter, I mean, could you imagine weeding out all that distressing and all those different letters? That would drive me crazy. So Chalk Couture is a great alternative to give you beautiful things for your home, signs or whatever you like, and more. And then, you know, like I made this little tin just for my tools of a little farmhouse logo here, you know, just to put on my tools. You know, I've etched, I don't know if you can see that well, but I etched the glass, oops, let's turn it, on that jar as well, just to have a decoration for, you know, the 4th of July or Memorial Day or whatever. There's so many things you can do with our transfers. All right, everything looks dry. Now what I want to do is, this may be too thick, but maybe I can make a little bit of a bow with it. I'm gonna cut this, because I can always cut it down. And I'm going to use a little bit of this. Oh, perfect. Already had a couple small pieces cut. And maybe some of this. And then, you know what? I might use this to wrap. No, I have jute, or the twine. What is this called? The jute. It's called jute. Yeah. So anyway, we can try the club free. Unfortunately, Club Couture is not free. There are samples you can get from Chalk Couture. There's a link on my business page, right, posted to the top and pinned to the top of my page, where you can order yourself a small sample. It's like $8, and you can try Chalk Couture that way. All right, let me do a little bit of wrapping here. We're just gonna wrap some around, give this some bit of embellishment. I love wrapping jute around stuff. To me, it just gives it like an earthy feel. Okay. So I'm going to tie this on over here. Okay. We're going to start with that. And then I'm going to use, am I going to use this? I guess so, sure. We'll just put a little bit of this stuff on here. Yeah, let's do that. I can always trim this up because these are a bit long. I'm going to make a little messy bow maybe. The best way to do that is to put your pieces on diagonals, and then you can weave them like a accordion together. And then you could take them and put them here and tie them on. I'm not very good at this. I need an extra hand usually, but I get it to work somehow. Sometimes I use my teeth, but we got it. Okay. Now I'm going to definitely trim this all down because I don't like how long it is for sure. It's way, 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 way too long. So we're going to trim these down. I just want a short, cute little bow. Just a little decoration. Just cutting these down a bit. My husband's in the next room watching TV if you hear it. He's watching it, Practical Jokers. Okay, now we're going to cut this one down. I want to try to see if I can fray this as well. So we'll see if I can. Maddie, go check the dryer for your uniform. See if the dryer is done. Now what I'm going to do is, because that's wire ribbon, all this is going to go in the scrap. I'm going to use my detail tool again. And I'm going to separate some of this on the end and fray it out. And it just gives a little bit of a messy look. And I like that. And if you have to cut them, cut some of these out. And if you also need a little bit of glue to hold your bow better where you want it, you can turn on your glue gun and do that too. Then we're going to trim this all out. I'm just pulling this apart to fray the edges, give it a nice good distressed look. I'm going to cut these. Actually, I might even cut this a little bit more and pull these out. Now I'm just going to tie this in one more knot just to hold it on. And then we're going to cut this off. I feel like that stuff gets everywhere. So far this is what we have. It's my cute little project. I'm going to put a dab of glue just to hold that up a little bit. But it's an adorable little project, and it says, "A day without coffee is like," just kidding, I have no idea. And that would totally be me. Just kidding, I have no idea. If you are interested in joining my team, I would love to have you. Type team in the comments. I am building a team right now, and I would love to have you on it. You can get 40% off all your materials, and there's just amazing. This company has just been amazing for me. I've lived in North Carolina about 7.5 years, almost 8, and it's been kind of lonely down here. So I haven't really found my niche, but finding Chalk Couture last year really has given me like an extra family, because all the designers are just so great to each other and everybody helps everybody. There's no backstabbing going on. It's not that kind of company, and I just love being a part of it. So I know you would too. And check out my business page. I'd love to have you in my VIP group. The Club Couture, that transfer changes every month. So if you don't like this month, maybe you'll like next month. And I hope to have you guys in my club too. Have a great night. Take care.